even is that?
Wow. What words to start our podcast with? Hello and welcome to It's Not For You. What is that, Riley?
It's not for you. What?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm selecting my environment.
I'm concerned about your choices.
Sorry,
per the usual.
What are you talking about? This is an excellent choice. This is where I live.
It's not Callie. Where you live. I've been to your home.
I live right in there. Right in there.
Currently pointing to
see my candles on the wall?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, on that note.
Welcome to Not For You.
It's a podcast that's not even for me today, if I'm being honest with you.
Hmm?
Huh?
What?
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 Alright, Okay. Alright, I'm starting over. Hi, I'm Callie, and this esteemed jellyfish next to me is Riley. I don't know why we're introducing ourselves. If you're not us from the future, go away. You're not allowed to be here. Listen, I have to tell Riley about this insane thing that happened to me 2 weeks ago.
I'm very excited about it. She told me she had to tell me about an exciting thing that happened 2 weeks ago, and I've thought about it every single day since.
Literally. My favorite thing about this whole thing is I called you to tell you I had something that I wanted to tell you about, but wouldn't talk to you about unless we were on the podcast.
I know. It kept me alive during my plague days.
Oh yeah. How are you feeling post-vid?
Oh, I'm fine now. I mean, I have a cough, of course, but...
When don't you have a cough?
Exactly. That's what I've been telling people. I am officially COVID-free. I took a test.
Woo!
And it came negative, so I am officially... It is out of my system. But that doesn't mean the cough is going away. It missed me after a long hiatus, and it's here to stay. But I've been telling people that I'm no longer... contagious.
Praise the Lord.
Thank God. Yeah. I'm out of COVID jail. I haven't seen humans in like 2 weeks.
Well, just in time for Easter then.
I know. That's what I'm grateful for, is that it's done now. And now I can go to Easter.
Yeah. Amazing.
But the anticipation of hearing your story kept me alert and well during my brush with illness.
I'm so glad I could be your life-sustaining force, dear friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, do you just want to hear about it, or are you just waiting?
I'm waiting. I've been anticipating for 2 weeks. I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Okay. So we had my very last spring break this couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and I just want to be clear, not because I'm leaving teaching, but because my school is stopping the practice of spring break. So
oh my God, I forgot about that.
You know, like, I'm all for it, because usually when our kids come back from spring break, they just become more and more dysregulated until the end of the school year. Like, I teach middle school.
Yeah.
They're already a certain percent feral, okay? But, like, they just get more and more unruly after they come back from spring break because they really see it as, like, the beginning of the end. And we're almost done, so what does it matter? I can just do what I want. And it's just, like, such a slippery slope for middle schoolers. I cannot imagine teaching in an elementary school. You know what I mean? Like, I have to assume that those kids are just wound for sound after spring break based on how I get my more reasonable middle schoolers.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And the teachers are checked out. Too. We're like, we know that it's the beginning of the end, and we're like, only X amount of days left until summer break.
Well, we don't even know that because my school system doesn't announce the last day of school until after the April board meeting, so.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have
That's annoying.
They have the projected last day of school But then based on snow days and stuff, they don't tell you how many snow days are built in or what snow days are going to be forgiven or like
True.
if we forgive those snow days, how's that going to affect mandated teacher PD at the end of the year? So like until after the April board meeting, we don't know.
Yeah. That's annoying
So
for people who
frustrating.
are trying to like make summer plans.
Yeah.
What did you guys have snow days this year?
We had like somewhere between 4 and 7 of them. Like it's hard for me to remember.
Oh my god.
But we had one week.
That's more than I had.
We had one week where we were in school late start Thursday, and that was all we came to school that week.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like I can't remember
That's
if
a
we
lot.
had like just those 4 or if we had other ones too, but I remember like I didn't teach for a whole week essentially, you know?
Yeah. 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 If I remember right, now that I'm thinking about it, the area in which you teach does lean more heavily on saying yes to snow days and like delays and late starts, depending on the weather.
Yes.
I feel like I got a lot of those when I taught there.
And part of that is like we share a lot of resources with the public school system. Like I teach in a private school system. So like if the public school system who has a pretty comprehensive virtual learning policy decides to cancel and make it a virtual day, we have to cancel school. We don't have another option.
Yeah.
You know? So like that's part of our
Yeah.
kind of struggle there is like, well, this other system that we're dependent on for like transportation and things has a backup plan for weather and we don't presently, you know?
Right. Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully they forgive some of them because it'd be nice to get out sooner than later.
yes. And the real goal is that
For
they
sure.
forgive them, but then don't make teachers come extra PD days.
They don't make you guys come extra?
That's the hope.
Yeah. That would be the hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's how it pans out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you had your last spring break.
We had our last spring break. Hang on, I gotta text my husband really quick. I know this is bad podcasting, but listen, it's 7 o'clock and I'm trying to eat dinner, but we tried to make gluten-free wraps and it's being the most gluten-free wrap of all time, and I need a fork and knife. Like I just have a mound of loose materials. Like it's pulled chicken,
Oh no.
shredded tortilla. We've got a sauce going on. We've got lettuce and the alike. I've got just some carrot sticks that I've been picking up and munching on like a little savage child. I'm like, I should have seen this coming. But I didn't.
If you need to go, you can.
Yeah, like, sometimes these things just don't work out, and you need to text your husband to bring you utensils. I love you. Thank you, sweetie. The perfect man, everyone. By everyone, I mean just us.
Me. Me.
I don't even know, like, do you listen to these back, or is it just me?
I've listened to a couple of them back.
Not all of them.
No, I don't love the sound of my voice, so
I don't either. I just love our conversations.
they are very funny.
Yeah.
They are very funny conversations.
And especially now that we don't live close together, like, I just miss you sometimes, but can't call you at 5:30 in the morning, so. You know.
You can always call me.
Not at 5:30 in the morning, you're sleeping.
You can call me. You can call me on your way to work. I'm up. I promise.
Okay, I'll think about it. Okay, are you ready?
Just an FYI, not to change the subject. One sec. I just got an update that my internet is unstable, so if I beep out of here for a sec, that's why.
Okay.
There's some major storms coming my way. So,
Yeah.
just an FYI, I'm not hanging up on you if I go dark. It's
You heard
the
it here
weather
first. Riley
that's
doesn't
hanging
love
up
me
on you.
anymore. It's fine.
I do love you, I promise.
Not what you just said. Okay, you ready for this?
I do love you. Yes.
Okay, so we went on my last spring break. And we went to the Wisconsin Dells. We were
Mm-hmm.
very gifted. Like a friend of Ryan's parents gave us a free week at one of their timeshares, and we got to just stay there. It was very lovely.
Nice.
And my husband had been to the Dells with his friends the summer they graduated college. Like, they came, they played golf, they hung out. And one of the things they did was called Wizard Quest.
What?
Wizard Quest is essentially a like scavenger hunt game. And so the premise of it is you enter a mythical world and you are going to find any amount in 2 hours of 16 different beings who require your help one way or another for some task. And you are going to like commit to helping them. They're going to send you off in this complex to different places to help you find what you're looking for. And then you ultimately decide if you're going to continue helping them or you're going to help somebody else along the way. Are you going to stay true to your quest giver or veer off on some path? There's 16 possible quests for you to complete. We completed all 16.
Nice.
But when I tell you, this was the weirdest experience I've had in a long time, and I can't wait to take you to have this weird experience. Riley, please. I want you to imagine walking into someone's Dungeons and Dragons minifigure board.
Oh my God.
You know those people that make elaborate dioramas for Dungeons and Dragons? It's that.
Oh, for sure.
And as you walk in, they hand you a literal iPad and a black light flashlight. And they tell you to just enter the realm, which is a curved door that is too short for even my 5'2" self to walk through without hitting my head.
Oh.
And then you walk down the short hallway and you enter this square room with 4 hallways telling you to enter one of the elemental realms because there's air, water, earth, fire. And
Of course.
And find a quest giver of your choice. And I will say that for 95% of the structure being made out of plywood and painted foam of some kind, it does look very convincing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got pictures, girl. However, the figures are disturbing.
That makes me more excited. I want to see them.
Yes, good. Okay, excellent. Hang on, we're just going to adjust for just a moment our stream settings so that everybody can get the full benefit of the imagery.
I'm ready. My
your
body is
beautiful
ready.
baby self included. Are you ready for this, Ish?
I'm so ready.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start our beautiful journey in the Earth Kingdom, okay? You know, the Earth Kingdom has several zones, all right? The first zone is this, like, it's not pictured, but it's this, like, crazy knotted forest. And inside that knotted forest, you will find creepy, haunted figures. You will also find a place for you to gain more, like, point power or action power if you are not good at finding all the things you need to find. It essentially just looks like a giant, weird indoor tree forest. You have to like step in between trees and over roots to find what you're finding. Once you kind of get past that zone, you might find one quest giver, but you might not. So then you gotta find yourself a way up the stairs to this weird green mirrored hallway with like arches and fake green torches for you to follow. And then you'll get into this beautiful, picturesque hollow, where you will find the rest of the earth quest givers. And in that hollow, you can go on any of like 5 quests. In those quests, you can climb into someone's literal tree home to discover a secret passageway to get to the upstairs of someone's literal tree home, to walk in the canopy of the beautiful, beautiful trees. And then you will find someone's creepy secret seance tree room after you climb out of the tree and into a literal giant bird cage, because now
You
you're
had
in the
me at
air
seance
realm.
room. I want to go to there so bad.
Yeah. There's like a little treasure chest that you can't unlock at the bottom of there, and it's so weird. Yeah. Complaints in the Earth realm include
Complaints.
complaints of the Earth realm include a fairy party being too loud. Someone.
Wait. Are these your personal complaints?
No,
or
no.
are they quests that you have to complete?
These are quests you have to complete. One of
Okay,
them is
so
filing a noise ordinance.
for the rambunctious fairies.
Yeah. Another one is finding someone's missing mushroom children.
Well, you gotta get them.
Yeah. Another one is finding someone's lost girlfriend. Friend who is a girl,
well,
I think.
You know what? She might not be lost. She might be on her own quest away from him.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I say leave her alone.
One of them is helping a tree girl defrog herself.
Explain.
Tree girl is infested with lafrogs, and she wants your help getting the lafrogs off of her.
So they just cling to her?
Essentially.
And she's just like, this is annoying. Get them off.
Yeah.
Get them off.
It's super weird. Set pieces here include the aforementioned fairy house, a tree canopy you can climb inside, and a giant troll, of whom you can mostly just see his belly button and loincloth. So there's that.
Nice.
Then we're going to move ourselves on to the Fire Realm.
Nice. Look at that phoenix.
The Fire Realm consists of 3 zones, one of which is called Elder Home, which has a giant dragon skull, a scary phoenix bird, and a prison in which you can visit yet another imprisoned troll. This time, you can crawl underneath his loincloth to see how it is attached to him. Yeah, that's literally an action in a quest down here.
Why? Why?
I don't know, but it farts on you every time you climb in between its little footsums.
Can I opt out of that quest?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the name of completing all the quests.
And you know how I am. I must
Yes.
complete all the quests.
So the quest was completed.
Oh, she was completed.
She was completed. With the sacrifice of you being farted on. Thank you for your service.
You're so welcome. It also has this little zone in which you can see a giant spiky orange monster try to eat a submarine. The worst puzzle in the whole place is you having to stick your head in the submarine.
Why?
Dunno.
Why was it the worst, though?
Oh, because they want you to explain which shipments of things are going where, but there's no clear denotion of what things are. There's literally 4 boxes, only 2 of which are labeled, the contents of which are unclear, and they're asking you about 6 shipments. So, the math isn't mathing.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Right. In the Fire Realm, you can also tunnel your way out of jail at your own peril, find a secret room of ruins, and then climb into a urn to find yourself in a small treasure room.
Nice.
We
love finding treasure in the urn.
True. It's also 8 trillion degrees down there. They specially heat it. It's too hot. I didn't have fun in the hot zone.
Yeah, I would not have had fun in the hot zone whatsoever. I would have bypassed the loincloth quest just to get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Some chief complaints of the fire realm include pixies stealing iron,
Okay. Yes, they do.
a troll unfairly imprisoned, a mama lizard demon missing her lizard demon children,
That one I would help out.
and something to do with an enchanted toilet.
What's with all what's with all the bowel humor in the fire realm?
I have no idea.
I'm sensing a trend.
Into the air zone or the water zone, there's kind of
I like this one.
two zones here. There's like a pretty little river that it looks like you are inside, and like there are lily pads and creepy mermaids and other things suspended in the air that make it look like you are swimming peacefully down a riverbed. And then there's like a coral zone, which is very bubbly and like shiny. That one isn't showing up as well in the photos as it does elsewhere. But the water zone is such like a lovely, beautiful, peaceful place to be.
This is my favorite so far. I like it a lot. It's pretty.
It is pretty. So in the water zone, you can go to Swindley's prawn shop and buy and sell stolen or pawned goods. You can encounter various different quests that will send you all over the place. One of which, or some of which include a man who lost the magic seal skin that allows him to turn into a seal.
Interesting.
A crazy troll lady who just wants a juicy rat, and a filming fish that wants to sing songs.
I'm hung up on the rat lady.
We'll return to Latrina.
Latrina.
She lives in a latrine or a toilet. So her name is obviously
I got that.
Toilet Girl.
Latrina.
The final zone you may enter is the air zone, which has a very beautiful air hall. It also has an aviary or bird room. So we know how I feel.
Your favorite.
Yeah, we know how I feel about the bird room. Heck to the no. But the air room is also kind of a fun little zone. The people you can encounter include a unicorn that wants to eat a rainbow, and you get to go down a rainbow slide to collect the rainbow.
I like that one.
For sure. There's also, a pigeon lady saving you from ultimate doom, and an owl professor who's trying to open a portal to the void.
So 2 bird quests that you undoubtedly enjoyed.
There are several bird quests. One additionally, so like kind of outside of these realms is also this castle that's kind of sits at the center of all of this. The castle has its own fun little quests. You can explore that as well. One extremely fun thing about Wizard Quest is that it's got like 6 or 7 secret rooms that you like find your way into by like solving little puzzles. So there's
I love that.
There's like a secret apothecary that you get into by like shaking the hand of a door and like pulling the right book and it lets you in. And then there's a secret mirror maze. You have to like solve a pattern on a door and like touch all the right things. And that's really fun. And there's a hidden library situation that you get into by like shaking a knight's hand. But then in the secret library, well, first of all, you have to find a secret door to get to the knight's hand to shake, and then you get in and then you're in the secret library, but then you can go a different way to take you into a secret king's bedroom. Like, it's just very fun to find the extra spaces and like encounter and hang out in those, especially because like not everybody always finds them if they don't get to that point in the quest. So just really, really fun to get to do. And like, it's always so gratifying when you accidentally stumble on one of those little secret rooms and you don't need to be there yet. And
right,
this, that, or the other thing. Really, really fun.
Yeah. I love that. That'd be like my favorite thing to do is try to like find all of the secret rooms because we know how I feel about secret passageways and
we love a secret tunnel here.
secret tunnels. Undoubtedly will be singing that song if we find
one. Okay, so like fun to explore, fun to see cool things. For things being largely made out of craft foam and glow-in-the-dark paint, like stuff does look really cool. I will give it that.
Good from the pictures.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
When you said plywood and like painted foam, I was anticipating like a high school hand-painted, like hand-created set for a play or a musical.
You know what? I will say this, like, it does really run by theater rules. Like, everything is much cooler if you are not right on top of it. Mm-hmm. And, right, like, everything is much more, like, pretty to look at if you're not right on top of it. Granted, it still looks good up close. It doesn't look bad up close. It's just that up close, when you touch it, you realize that's foam.
That's foam. Yeah, I mean, definitely. You've got to go in with the mindset to not, like, nitpick at every little material that things are made out of. But just looking at the pictures, it looks amazing. Like, it looks so cool.
It is really cool. I'll give it that. It like, truly, I think they have you crawling. They have you climbing. They have you running. They have you, like, they really do a good job.
I love that. It's not just, like, walking through.
Yes. And, like, if you've been before, you, like, maybe remember some of the answers to the puzzles and, like, you can clip through it pretty quick. But if it's your first time, like, it's a pretty fun thing. And likewise, some of the like, coolest things I saw while I was here were these families with, like, 2nd, 3rd grade kids. And the parents were like, oh, my goodness. Miss Unicorn needs our help. Do you guys remember where you saw a big bird cage? And the kids will sit there and think, and their eyes will light up, and they'll be like, it was this way, and they'll be like, yes, go, and like the family is like really,
so sweet.
You know, like hyping it up and like making it this big epic thing. So like that was just so cool to see and so sweet to see. And like, even as grown-ups who weren't gonna like, go, we've gotta help the unicorn.
Right.
Like, we still had a lot of fun just being like, all right, do you guys remember seeing that? No, I don't remember seeing that. And honestly, some of the puzzles were kind of hard for us. We didn't solve them all really easily or naturally. Like, we had to think sometimes. And that was really cool. And they do have a mechanic of like, you can guess if you don't know the answer, but if you get a certain number of wrong guesses, you have to go to the Earth realm to answer a riddle to earn your right to guess wrong again. So, like, that mechanic is also pretty cool.
Yeah. It's not just unlimited free chances, but it's also, like, you have options.
Yes, yeah. And while this place looks really, really wonderful, I will say, I'm not done eating, but thank you, honey. No, I do not. Thank you. I will say that where this place does a lot of things really fun, it does one thing in particular really cursed. And that one thing is the avatars they choose. Because on your little iPad, you have the quote-unquote quest givers or the avatars. And they're animated, and they look, for the most part, pretty cute. But then they had to do something where they tried to bring these avatars to life physically, and it is haunting. Let me show you some examples, my friend. Okay?
Yes! This is exactly what I want.
So, like, I gave you one of the little animated troll friends, you know, just for la reference. And I want you to know, these are the least cursed ones present. So you can see Tree Lady that I talked about earlier. She's got frogs in her hair, and it's tragic, and she needs our help.
She kind of slays.
She does. She's 150% the best one. Her friend who's trying to help her is literally a spray-painted mannequin with a white wig.
Wait, what color? What color is he spray-painted?
Sparkly vomit green. Yeah.
I love it. It's perfect. Truly, with a white wig.
Truly horrifying.
am picturing it vividly in my brain. It's amazing.
Yes, and then we've got our main star turtle friend here, Swindly, who is like admittedly 10 feet tall and not made of craft foam. Like they must have acquired him from somewhere. But you know, Swindly's friend across the way is a half mannequin being eaten by a giant centipede. So there's that.
Interesting.
And then we've got our little mushroom gnome friend off to the side. And I gotta tell you, I think he was just from the fairy garden section of Hobby Lobby. In case you're wondering.
Was it his children that were missing?
Oh yeah, it's his mushroom children that go missing, and I don't want to be a person who gives spoilers, but something happens to one of them.
Does it die?
Riley, we're gonna have to go to Wizard Quest and find out. So there's that.
Wait, you can't keep me in suspense about mushroom children.
I can, and I am. It's happening. Hey, Riley,
refuse.
Gaze deeply into the webcam. This is happening.
I must know.
You can't know.
To the mushroom.
Anyway, mushroom friend has a friend who lives above him, and she is also a mannequin in what I can only describe as a camel hair sash, like John the Baptist, with a weird snake lute and a bunch of small little things dancing around her feet.
Describe small little things.
I can't. It's part of the mystery.
I want to know what the small little things are. Are they fairies?
You're gonna have to find out.
Girl.
And then I've saved the best for last.
Smalls.
Let me paint you a beautiful picture before I introduce you to our last excellent friend here.
Our last guest. Okay, I'm ready.
Ryan, me, and my best friend all went to this wizard questing together. And when we came in, we were told we needed to find a quest giver. And we just weren't really sure what that meant. And we were kind of walking around for a long time. And eventually we figure it out. Like, okay, we need to approach one of these other iPads with speakers. And so we do that. And we are encountered with this face. It is a terrifying troll woman with a toilet paper top. And her voice sounds like this! And what she wants
That is exactly how I expected her voice to sound.
Yes. She wants you to find her a juicy, juicy rat to eat. And, this is Latrina. She lives in a latrine.
My God.
And, in the latrine where she lives, she cannot escape. And so she must get people to bring her juicy, juicy rats. And so she does this, and she terrifies everyone because she's horrible. And, you have to go find a rat guy who tells you that you need to go find his hidden rat camp. And then you need to go find his missing, shipments from the shipment yard. And then you have to go and report back to him how many rats he owns at his shipment yard. And then you have to, it's wild. And then in the end, you have to decide if you're going to return the rats to Latrina, or if you're going to double cross her and allow her to flee from the toilet that she lives in by putting a scented candle outside of it.
So, wait. So she can leave, but only if she is driven away by a scented candle.
Yes.
She's my hero, actually.
So this was
I aspire to be that level of petty. I will not leave. I will not go. Oh, I don't like the smell of it. So I gotta go. Incredible. You know what? Latrina has my vote.
Oh my gosh. So she was our first quest. She's also decidedly the weirdest quest of the whole thing.
Oh, as far as I know of like what these quests are, for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you had to know what you were getting into just looking at it, though.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. No, she's absolutely a crazy pants. But was that worth the wait for you? Is that everything you wanted to know and more?
Absolutely. I cannot wait to do that with you. It sounds so fun.
We're going to have to put a
And
day
so
on the
ridiculous.
calendar because it's truly wild.
You are not kidding. It was probably the weirdest experience you've had in a while. I was on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know. We've had some pretty interesting adventures. That by far has to be one of the weirdest experiences you've had in a while. If not, I want to be living your life.
It was the most bizarre experience of my life, seriously. Yeah.
It sounds so fun. I didn't
So
know that was a
crazy.
thing out there in the Dells. How long was the quest? Like, did it take all day or was it just like a couple hours?
Okay, so this is the thing. Is that it's $33 a person. Mind you.
Okay.
And-
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, escape rooms are about that much.
Yes, and you get 2 hours. So it's
Oh.
it's $33 a person.
That does not seem like enough time.
Well, and so this is the thing, right? Like, we actually ended up going 2 times. We went the first time with my best friend, and then we went the second time just Ryan and I. Because the first time we didn't know where anything was, we didn't understand the map. Like, that part was really tough. And we only got through 8 of the 16 quests, and I had to know. I had to know.
Of course you did.
But you want to know the crazy part? When we were on our way out, we like talked to the person at the checkout where we had to like return our iPad and little black light. And we were like, how many quests do people normally get through in 2 hours? And they were like, yeah, sometimes people only get through 2. Kind of the average number is 5. And I was like, it was our first time here and we got through 8. And they're like, yeah, usually if it's your first time here, like 2 to 5 is normal. But some people, when they come back like second or third time, they're able to get all 16.
So, and you guys got 16 the second time, right?
Yeah, we did all 16 the second time.
Nice. Look at you guys. See, you would crush it in an escape room.
I also did my first escape room.
And what were your thoughts?
I don't think I liked it very much.
No?
No,
What was the theme?
it was it was knockoff Harry Potter themed.
Okay. Well, you know, I love Harry Potter, but also. What was the, like, where were you locked in? Was it, like, somewhere in the castle? Was it
We were locked in our professor's office.
else? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So here's my thing. First of all, we were locked in a 4x4 room. It was very tight, and there was 3 of us in there.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not fun. I don't
like-
think I've ever been in an escape room that small.
And like halfway through, a bookcase popped open, and you got like another 4x4 room.
Right. Yeah, usually there's like a secret room or something.
Yeah, and like that gave us a little bit more space, which was nice. But this was kind of my like frustration. Is that I would have been able to solve the whole thing by myself if I would have had an hour and 20 minutes. But that's not how they work, right? Like you get an hour. And I'm not so interested in like beating times. Like I'm not so interested in like race to the finish kinds of things. Like I just want to solve the puzzles. And we got to our last
True.
10 minutes, and the guy running the room like just started helping us and like giving us a lot of like help on the puzzles, so that we would finish in under an hour, which like is super, great. Instead of like letting us fail, he like let us have a win. But it wasn't really an earned win, and like I don't really want the hints. Like I want to figure it out. Like I have a really fun time like solving puzzles and using my brain to like figure out the clues given to me. And so I don't like the experience of someone giving me those answers unless I've come to the conclusion that I am really stuck and I want help right now. And I don't like the feeling of being rushed. And so like kind of the conclusion I walked away with is that I prefer a place like Wizard Quest where I have 2 hours to accomplish as much as I can accomplish, and I can always come back and it's going to be okay. I can pick up where I left off. To an escape room where I can't just pick up where I left off. I only have an hour, and either I'm going to fail or I have to like heavily lean on someone to tell me the answers. I'm not interested in that. I want to move at my own pace and find the answers for myself and like depend on my own intellect and the intellect of the people around me. Like I did not have as much fun at an escape room as I did at the weirdest place I've ever been in my life.
I will say Wizard Quest sounds like a life-altering questing experience. That makes sense, though. I wonder if because I understand the time restrictions with escape rooms because so many people book them that it's like you have to manage that somehow.
Well,
I wonder if there'd be an opportunity to do it like what?
And you have to reset them every time.
Right. Yeah, you have to have some sort of time between groups so that you can make sure that it's reset for the next group. I wonder if there'd be like an opportunity to do one at like the end of the day before they close, so that if it does go over, like it's not the end of the like it's not the end of the world. Maybe they like let you go over. But I get that. Yeah. I've done a lot of escape rooms, the race to the finish line. Once you get closer to it, then it becomes like a frantic experience trying to get it solved before the time is up. I definitely like doing it like with people. I mean, preferably my friends, but I think like the more people you do it, the easier the experience is because you got like more brains to pick from.
Yeah.
But I totally get that. Was the escape room in the Dells where Wizard Quest was?
It was kind of in a different... You know how the city we went to college is a city with like 2 main streets and everything's off the 2 main streets?
Yes.
The Dells is kind of like that. There's 2 main streets and everything's off the 2 main streets. So Wizard Quest was on one of the main streets, and then this place was on the other one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It sounds like you had a fun trip, though. You got to do a lot of puzzle solving, which is always good.
We did. Okay, so we played the last Clue Escapes board game.
Ooh, how was that?
It was the best one by far. And then we found out...
Really?
We found out that they released another one.
Wait, okay. Remind me what the theme of the one you just played was.
It was a museum heist.
Museum heist. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. What's the new one?
It's like an illusionist show thing.
Ooh.
It also has a harder rating than any of the other ones we've played, which is exciting. I haven't bought it yet, but I want to play it so bad.
I love that. Honestly, the harder the better. I still have to play the Hunt a Killer one. I haven't played it because I haven't had the time to like sit down and do it. Mm-hmm. Except for last week when I couldn't sit down and apply my brain to anything. But I went to Barnes & Noble and I just kind of bummed around the game section. Mm-hmm. And I have 2 things to tell you. One, they had a whole bunch of Hunt a Killers and a whole bunch of other like sleuthy games. They didn't have the case files one, the unsolved case files. They had one, but it was one that we'd already done. So it was the girl who died in the school one that you have to solve her murder. So we already played that one. Also, what they had, which I was tempted to buy just out of like, I don't know, feeling obligated, was Fox and Geese.
No.
The board game.
No.
It was literally titled Fox and Geese. No. Yep.
No.
I almost bought it so that I could practice and dominate Fox and Geese the next time we have to commit ourselves to that.
I can't go back there. No.
I can't go back. I can't go back. I refuse.
No.
I almost bought it and then I was like, it's not $20 worth of fun. It's not $5 worth of fun. It's not $0 worth of fun. That game is just no fun.
Someone would have
Why
to
would I buy
pay
it?
me to do it.
Yes. Pay me $20 and I'll do it. But
No,
I'm not paying $20 to willingly play Fox and Geese.
You have to pay me $100.
I don't want to unwillingly play.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's about it. That's probably more accurate.
That is $100 worth of torture.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, only. Actually, no. You know what? I was gonna say only if you have to play it 4 times, like we do. But honestly, it's $100 worth of torture just to play it once.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
like, no, I'm not doing it.
$100 a game.
$100 a game.
I will only play
Yeah.
$100 a game. I'm the only one getting paid. But I thought that was hilarious. That it was Fox and Geese. When I saw the title, I was like, "There's no way." It's probably just like another game titled that. And then I picked up the box and I looked at it and I was like, "No, this is 100% Fox and Geese."
No.
What if I just showed up for?
No.
What if I got you that for your birthday?
No.
Would we break up again?
I'd throw it away.
What? You throw away my gift?
Yeah. If your look at me. If your gift is Fox and Geese, I'm throwing it away.
Come on. What if I play it with you?
No. Are you paying me
I'll be the
$100?
fox. You be the. No.
Then I'm not
I'm
playing.
just giving you the box.
No.
Darn it.
No.
That's so mean. Why would you throw away my gift?
It's Fox and Geese. You would throw it away if I gave it to you.
True. Very true.
Yeah, you like literally can't even pretend to be upset right now.
That game made me rage quit White Wolf so many times.
I gotta tell you.
The day that I remembered I had to play that game in order to beat the game, I just like uninstalled White Wolf from my computer and turned it off.
I like
And
White
didn't
Wolf.
play it again for like 5 years.
Yeah, I like White Wolf so much. Except for Fox
I
and
love
Geese
that game.
is horrifying. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't like the end puzzle. When you have to send a dog into a tunnel to do whatever, I'm out. I'm done. I know who did it. I don't need to be here.
I also know who did it. I love that game overall. It was the first Nancy Drew game I ever owned. But the puzzles in that game, not the puzzles in that game, the games in that game. End puzzle, Fox and Geese, and also the maid chores.
I
That
didn't
you
mind those.
like, you can't just. There are some games where you get chores that you can just like bypass. You get fired if you bypass those. If you just ignore them.
Yeah.
Even though you're being hired as the detective, she's like, "I need to hire you as my cook and my maid too, so I guess you're fired from all 3.
Seriously. Also, Tino Balducci
The girl.
makes a return, and I just cannot even.
At least he's on the phone. And he's not in person.
Yeah, you don't have to look at how greasy he is, but you know.
You know. You can just hear it in his voice. That was my first interaction with Tino Balducci.
Wow.
Because that was my first Nancy Drew game.
Wow.
Girl.
That was
I knew
lot.
I hated him from the moment he sent me that survey. I thought, those questions are dumb. And then I hated him forever.
For real.
Oh,
I have a new car.
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Okay. Have I told you the full saga of the buying of the new car?
I don't know that you have.
Oh my gosh, it was wild. Okay. It started 3 weeks ago at my husband's grandmother's funeral,
Mm-hmm.
where I got influenza.
Yes.
And I couldn't drive myself home because I was like, I had 102-degree fever. I could barely stay awake. There were like spots in my eyes. It was so scary. So
Oh,
I was supposed
yeah,
to
no,
go
absolutely
home.
not.
Seriously, I was supposed to go home Sunday night. And I called in sick to work Sunday night. I was like, I can't do this. I have 102-degree fever, which for me is like 103 because my body temperature is low.
Yeah.
Like the thermometer read 102. That I should have gone to the ER. I didn't. I didn't want to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I call into work.
Same.
I schedule a doctor's appointment for Monday morning. And I like commit to staying at my in-laws' house 3 hours away from my doctor's appointment. And at this point, like to go to the funeral, my husband and I took 2 cars. We took my beater car and his luxury vehicle. Okay. And so
Yes.
we like went to go and drive home, and we took the luxury vehicle home, and we left my beater car at his parents' house, and we were like, hey, we will come pick this up from you, just so you know, if it drops below 30 degrees, it's not going to start. They're like, yeah, no problem. We didn't make it back the week before we went on break because I was on my bottom with influenza every day. I didn't go to school Monday. I didn't go to school Tuesday. I didn't go to school Wednesday. Thursday, I went to school. For the first 5 class periods, when I was done teaching, I left for the day at 1:15, came home, took a 3-hour nap, ate dinner, and then slept for 10 more hours.
Yep, that sounds about right.
I woke up Friday a brand new woman. Okay, like everything was better on Friday.
Oh, that's good.
But I went to school and I taught and everything was fine. And I tested negative for influenza, went on vacation. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
We left vacation Saturday morning and planned to meet Ryan's parents, or my husband's parents, after Mass on Sunday. And like halfway in Winnebago. And they call us and the car won't start. We're like, okay. They're like, yeah, it's got this funny beep and it's like ticking and it's doing this, that, and the other thing. Well, I forgot the ignition's kind of tricky and like you have to like really jam the key in there and twist it really hard to actually get the motor to turn off. Like the ignition's just a little tricky. I didn't remember that until they were sitting with us at lunch. I'm like, okay, well, you know, try this, try that, try this, try that. They finally get the car to start and meet us, and they sit down at the table and they're like, you've got to get rid of this thing. In fairness to them, the starter's burnt out. The steering column is bent. The suspension is shot. One door doesn't latch all the way, and the ignition sticks. Car's 14 years old. It's been out exclusively outdoors for 10 years of its life. Like, of course, it doesn't work anymore.
Yes.
And, you
Correct.
know, like, we'd kind of been putting it off because we weren't really driving her that much. But, like, I work 40 minutes away from where I live. There is not readily available public transportation in between those two areas. Like, we can't be a one-car family. It's not safe to be a one-car family. And my old car was no longer reliable. And my husband's mom just looks me in the eye and she's like, you should have gotten rid of that car 4 years ago. It's time. And I just like really needed to hear that. And it, you know, lit a fire under our bottoms to start working and looking. And we had already been kind of like casually test driving. We knew we needed to replace the car. We were hoping we could put it off for as long as possible. We test drove a ton of compact SUVs because I didn't want another sedan. I want to be a little higher off the ground. I want something that's going to be better in the Midwestern winter. And a sedan's just not going to do that for us. Like, especially because of like the area in which we live. Hi, Tiggies.
Hi, Tiggies.
We have a Tiggy sighting.
Tiggies. I can't even see him, but I know he's there.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you, Wiggies.
So after test driving all those vehicles, we'd kind of
Mm-hmm.
landed on wanting a Subaru Forester.
Mm-hmm. Good choice. Very good choice.
Thank you. You were a part of the conversation, helping us decide. We like asked all our friends, like, "Hey, what do you think of these cars?" Like, just trying to see, does anybody know anything about these vehicles?
Mm-hmm.
And so we did some shopping. There were like 3 dealerships, all within 2 hours of us, that we could like test drive cars at, all these things. And we, are trying to hold in tension. Like, used vehicles are less money, but new vehicles right now are going for a way smaller interest rate. So like, are we really saving money going new versus used? I've always been a used car person. I have always been a like, you don't want to buy a new car because they just lose all their value when you drive them off the lot person, but that isn't true. Like, a 2024 Subaru is going for like somewhere between $33,000 and $35,000. Well, the 2022 I wanted with 20,000 miles on it that had been sitting on the lot for 4 months was going for $30,000. Like, that's between a $3,000 and a $5,000 discount. Like, but it's not really that big a difference if you have a 2% interest rate on a new car versus a 7% interest rate on a used car. You actually save money buying a new car. Like, when you factor in all the things that interest costs. But since the car we like had originally been looking at had been on the lot for 4 months, we were like, well, surely they're going to negotiate down with us. So we drove 2 hours away to Sam's hometown to go see this car, only to find out that the dealership had changed its hours and had closed 19 minutes before we got there. And I don't know what happened. Like, when we actually signed the papers for the vehicle, we were there 30 minutes after closing time, but like, doors were locked, lights were off, people were gone, no one was there.
Oh.
But the website stated they were open till 8, and the doors stated they were open till 8, and their signs stated they were open till 8, and Google stated they were open till 8. So we call, cry. I'm crying. I'm like, we drove 2 hours to be here. We told you we were coming this evening. Like, we had called ahead of time. They were like, yeah, we'll be here. They weren't there. And
weird.
So they called me back the next day, apologizing. The owner called me, apologizing profusely. And he's like,
oh, wow.
What car did you want to test drive? Let me drive it to your house for you.
Wow.
So 2 days later, they drove this car that I wanted to test drive 2 hours to my personal home, let me test drive it, and then they took it back to the lot. And a salesman called us and was like, can I answer any questions for you? Is there something you want to know about this vehicle? And so we're like asking them all these questions, and we're like, hey, you know what? Like, this has been sitting on your lot for 4 months. Like, why? And they're like, well, this vehicle was leased, and then the person at the end of their lease term decided to just buy a new vehicle, and like, it was never in any accidents. It's got really low mileage. And I'm like, it's got scrapes all in the back of the trunk, and there's dust in the back of the trunk, and like, there's some, kind of markings on the inside. Like, knock off $5,000 and we'll take it off your hands. And they're like, well, are you set on going used? And we're like, well, we typically prefer used vehicles. And they're like, because we can't give you any money off of this used vehicle, but we'll give you $5,000 off a new vehicle. And instead of a 7% interest rate, we'll give you a 2% interest rate.
Oh my God.
So they took the price of a brand new, like, fresh off the assembly line vehicle down to the price of the used vehicle they were trying to sell us. And then National Subaru was running a deal that we got a really low interest rate. It saved us money to buy a new car.
For sure. And now that car is going to be, I mean, granted, the car that you were looking at, the used one, wasn't super used, but you have a new car, and that's going to last you longer. And you know its history.
Well, and I have full use of the warranty.
For sure.
So
100%.
we cut this,
which is huge.
Yeah. So we get this written agreement from them saying they'll give this to us. We pass it around to the other dealers we were working with, and we were like, hey, we really want to work with you. Beat this deal. And they were like, we can't. We literally can't beat that deal. They are basically selling you a car, and they aren't going to make any money off it. Like, we can't give you that deal.
Wow.
So we tell them that we're going to accept the deal. We had like 3 color. We had to pick something off the lot. So we could have gotten black, gray, or white. We chose white. And we drove back up. The finance papers were already drawn up for us, which was great because usually you have to sit there for hours while they draw up the papers.
Yeah, I remember that was not a fun
As you remember from buying your own car. And they sit down and there's like a whole bunch of like optional protections you can buy for your car. The warranty that comes with a new Subaru is 3 years or 36,000 miles, bumper to bumper. Anything goes wrong, they'll price it for free. Which is
wow.
That's like a school year's worth of driving for me. And they would let me extend it to 100,000 miles for like $100. And I was like, heck yeah, that is
sold.
So worth it to me. And then they said to me, hey, you know what? Do you plan on having this car for a long time? And I was like, yeah, I plan on having it until it refuses to drive anymore. And she goes, yeah, I'm gonna give it to you up to 150,000 miles, but it's only gonna cost you $100. So they gave me 50,000 extra miles for free. And then she's like, and you know what? I know that you could buy like extra protection for the tires, but I'm just going to give you 3 years of wheel protection for free. So like if there is a scratch on my wheel rim, I can make them give me new ones. If I pop a tire, if something gets lodged in my tire, whatever, for 3 years, they'll replace it for free. I didn't have to pay for that.
That's amazing.
Like this car dealer treated us so like they miscommunicated on the front end, but they treated us so exceptionally well afterwards that like I would buy every car.
Way made up for it.
Oh my gosh, I'd buy every car from them going forward. Like the owner like took care of us. It was just such a positive experience, and like I definitely had a lot of feelings like taking my high school car up on a last drive. Like there were tears for sure.
For sure. I mean, I never had that experience, but hell, I'll cry when I have to get rid of this car.
Yeah.
I've cried thinking about getting rid of that car. And I know that I will have to eventually, but I can imagine that was tough
No, for sure.
to drive the trusty old high school vehicle.
Yeah, I had that car for 10 years. Like, it was a 14-year-old car. I bought it. We bought it used, but that car saw me through my senior year of high school, every year of college, grad school, my first job, my first year's teaching. Like, and yeah, did it start reliably the last 5 years? Nope. I bought a new battery every year for 5 years.
Oh my God. Listen, I love that car too because we have so many fun memories in there.
Yeah.
But I selfishly am very glad that you are in a safer, more reliable vehicle. It made me so anxious when you had to drive that car.
I know this was the right call. And the new car is great. The things I'm excited about in the new car, people keep laughing about. I'm like, guys, I have a compass in my car.
What? You realize GPS exists, right? You don't have to follow due north everywhere you go.
Well, hang on. I'm not done with my list. I can also now hook my phone up to the car at all.
Yes! Yes! We can listen to phone music.
Do you remember that? We couldn't hook up the phone to the car at all unless you wanted to charge it in the cigarette lighter.
Yes. And the cord was like 2 inches long, so it had to be, you had to be like leaning over the glove compartment if you were playing music from the backseat.
Yep. Here's another thing I'm excited about. Let me try this one on for size. I have a windshield wiper on my rear windshield.
I'm so jealous about that. I don't even have that.
Compact SUVs, baby.
I'm jealous.
Here's another thing I'm excited about. I have seat warmers.
Also very jealous about that.
Here's another thing I'm excited about, and this one's really gonna get you, Riley.
I'm
I
ready.
can start my car from my cell phone.
Goodbye. We're breaking up. As somebody who can see my car right now, but has to walk outside, unlock the door, and stick my key in the ignition to start it. I almost bought. Actually, you know what? I am undecided on this. I almost bought remote start for myself for my birthday last year. I might do that this year because this winter, the amount of times I had to enlist people to come scrape off my car where I could have just started it from up here for 30 minutes and let it go. I might do that this year. Wait, your phone?
My phone.
How does that work?
There's an application.
Riley, I can open my garage door with my rear view mirror.
What?
That's right.
How?
Car magic.
Car magic.
I can't wait for you to watch this back and look at the crazy face I just made for you.
I'm very excited. I'm also very excited to come see the new car
Girl. She's gorgeous.
because that's always fun.
Do you work on Good Friday?
Do you like it? I do,
Trash.
unfortunately. I know. I work probably Saturday too. The only day that I don't work this week is Sunday.
Trash.
Let me scratch that. The only day I refuse to work is Sunday.
Respect. Happy Easter.
Yeah. Happy Easter. After April, my schedule will be less chaotic, but we are at work. My team is in charge of facilitating a training on a new program to the entire customer service network, which is hundreds of people. And so it's been a lot of work the last couple of weeks. That's why I work from 7 a.m. to 6.
That's crazy.
I know. It's fine. I know that it's not forever, so I'm not like super mad about it. And
Yeah,
I
it's
would
just for
rather
now.
be like prepared and ready and like do a good job than like half-ass it. Oh yeah. I am kind of sad that I have to work on the weekend, this weekend in particular.
I get it. I understand.
Are you guys coming in?
We're coming in. So that's what I was saying. Like, my mom works all day Good Friday, and then we're spending Holy Saturday with my mom and aunt, and then Easter Sunday with my husband's family. So if you were free Good Friday, I was gonna drive down and see you in my fancy new car.
Oh, I wish. But we'll get together soon. We'll get something on the calendar. I'll have to come out and visit you guys, especially now that the weather's getting warmer and now that your foot's not broken anymore. We can go on walks around your neighborhood and down by the river.
I have some bad news to tell you.
It's still broken.
It's got a new brake.
What? What are you doing?
Teaching children. No,
How is that? Wait, but how are you breaking your foot? Teaching children.
I have no idea. I am now drinking. Hi, Milo. You want up? Come on. You want up? Up. Good boy. Hi, Milo. Do you want to say something to the people? Say hi, Auntie. Bye, Auntie.
I miss your noises.
Did you hear his sound?
Come see me. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
It's not picking them up.
Crying.
I'm crying. We do call him Krylo for a reason.
Stop crying. Or we can meet in the Wisconsin Dells.
Very true. Very true.
La adventure.
Adventure.
L'adventure.
Girl, when did you? We're circling back here. How did you break your foot?
Oh, okay. I don't know. So I don't have like a break. I have like a stress fracture, which is
Okay.
more painful than the break I had. Yeah, so we're trying to figure out what's going on. I now have to drink apple juice fortified with calcium because I can't drink milk. That's what I've been drinking in my little mug. I have calcium apple juice in here today, like a dweeb.
Calcium apple juice.
Yeah, it tastes
Is
like.
it your shoes?
No, I'm wearing Birkenstocks.
Oh.
Like literally
Weird.
all the shoes I wear are either Birkenstocks or Chacos now. I'm not wearing a single pair of shoes that aren't Birkenstocks or Chacos. My boots, Birkenstocks. My tennis shoes, Birkenstocks. My sandals, Birkenstocks or Chacos. That's it. That's all I'm wearing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's probably just that your girl hasn't had a single drop of dairy in the last like 15 years because allergic, which means I'm also not getting enough calcium. That's me hypothesis.
Well, hopefully, yeah. Well, hopefully the apple juice helps.
I know. What a silly thing.
You're not in a boot again, are you?
I'm not in a boot again. So my podiatrist was kind of like, okay, I'm not going to put you back in a boot because that's only going to do horrible things for your muscular structure. And you're literally wearing orthopedic shoes. And since it's not like broken in half, like I'm going to call it good, but come back in a month and we'll just make sure that it's not getting worse. And I was like, okay, but like it hurts me.
Can you wrap it? Like,
yeah, I'll throw an spandex
can you
on.
put like a tight wrap around it? Because when I broke my arm in high school and they didn't put a cast on me because it was like not enough of a break, they had me wrap it and it was amazing. Like it helped so much just to keep like the muscles stable around the break.
Yeah, she didn't tell me I needed to do that this time because the shoes are orthopedic, but I might try that again because I do it when I get home sometimes and it helps a little bit. I just like, yeah, it's a lot of ice. Anyway, long story short, I should walk less, which is hard for a person who doesn't like to sit down.
Right, 100%.
Yeah. So that's my.
Well, I'm
current
sorry that your
struggle.
foot is broken again.
That's okay.
Hopefully you get to rest it up a little bit and that it's better by the summer so you can enjoy the nice weather outside.
Hopefully. I would like a hiking year because I didn't really get one last year because of the air quality.
I know. I feel like I haven't been outside in like a year and a half.
I know. Canada needs to get its fires under control this year.
I know. I've like the days that it's been 75 degrees out already, like the ones in February, I've taken full advantage of.
Oh, me too.
Because I was like, I know this isn't going to happen again for a month. So I just went out and like went on hikes and stuff during that time.
Yeah.
And I miss it
Yeah.
because it's cold again. And I would rather walk outside than inside.
Oh, yeah. It rained and snowed by me today. It was very annoying.
That's super annoying. When it was snowing this weekend, I was very grumpy about it. It's been raining nonstop this week over here.
Ugh.
But I don't know. Yeah. It like stormed all night last night. It doesn't look like, I thought we were getting storms because the sky was dark when we started this call, but it doesn't look like it's raining now.
Boop.
So that's good at least.
That's good.
But
Right.
yay, I'm excited about your car though.
Me too. And I hate to be this teacher, but it is 8 o'clock and I need to start getting ready for school tomorrow.
Girl, I totally get it. I go to bed at 9 now, so and I still need to make dinner. So
Girl!
I will let you go. I got off of work and then I hopped on.
Me too. It's okay. If for some reason you're still here and you're not us, I really don't know why. This was a weird one.
But we warned you. We told them not to stick around because it wasn't for them.
Facts. But future me on my drive to school tomorrow. What's up, girl? You looking great.
What's up, girl? What's up, girl? You look so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just some affirmations for you for the way to school. You're such a good teacher. You're so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Are you ready?
See you, love you, bye.